Yeah, bye Julian. See you later, mate. Hello, Spring here. That blooming Julian Clary's been round again, trying to bend my drop bolts. Anyway, here's one I made earlier, last night. Here's one I'm setting out at the moment. So, that's my cross braces. Need to just cut them to size. Of course, I managed to use all the lovely flat square ones on this one, picked out all the best. and now about a third of these is crap ones, but I'm just going to have to sort of try and bend the wood as I screw it, try and make it work. So I'll get these cut, stick them on there, I'll make this one up, and then got the fun of hanging it all. So we'll see you in a bit. Alrighty, I've got the three main cross braces in, or supports, whatever you call them. Got them screwed down. I managed to stand on everything and get it all to straighten up. I'll just put in these diagonals, just literally lay them over, mark them, chopping them off. Using my skill saw today. Yesterday I just used a hand saw because it turns out that these were actually, I thought I was going to have to shorten these to give me a gap, but it turns out they're perfect. So all I've had to cut is the three main ones and the diagonals. So I'll get these screwed on. I'll just been out and bought another load of screws. It's 200 in each, but I'll normally go completely overboard. What I've done, end ones I've put 2 in, but I've been doing like that. But this wood, I don't know if that wood over time is going to twist, so I may have to do like 2 in each. I'm trying to avoid it because if you put too many screws in the same bit, I don't know, I suppose the wood might split. But these are bi-thread screws, they sort of tap their own hole, so we'll see. But I'll probably end up doubling up on all of the screws just because it's me. So I shall get this one done, and then I'm gonna have to have a look. Oh, and I also bought another pair of hinges, so I'm actually gonna have 3 hinges on each one. Normally I just have 2, top and bottom, but these are quite heavy, so I'm gonna put 3 in. Don't know why we don't normally have 3 hinges in. I think maybe for easy adjustment, but I suppose if you put top and bottom in and get it where you want, and then just put the middle one in where it sits. I've got 3 on my garage door that I built. So, and the other thing is, I've put my frame right at the bottom, right at the top, and every other door I've seen like this has a gap, top and bottom. Now, is that so that as the door sags and levels, you can take it off and trim the top and bottom? I'm really not sure. I'm sure that somebody who knows about carpentry will tell me, but anyway, mine isn't. Mine's gone like this. I'm going to fit the top of the gate really, really tight to the excuse me, sawdust in my mouth, to the top beam, leaving about 1 inch at the bottom for it to sag. The top beam always sags a bit in the middle anyway, it just drops down, but I'm okay with that. But anyway, this is how I'm doing it. In the future, if I have to take the things off and take 1/2 inch off the bottom, that's okay. I've made sure the screws are at least 1 inch in. It's just my way. I say, I'm not a carpenter. I'm just doing it my way. It seems to work up till now. Okay, 2 gates. Now I'm going to figure out, excuse my fingers, now I've got to figure out get these things apart. It's always fun. does everything have to be cable tied together? Right. Unlike these gates, these hinges are going on the outside, because these gates are going to be opening outwards that way, whereas these gates open inwards. So the hinges are going to be on the outside, I think. I don't know, maybe it'll work. I don't think. No, that won't work. No, got to be on the outside. That's all right. That's how I'd figured. So normally, not that I do this a lot, I normally use the little barrel there as my guide to the gap to leave. So I'd basically line it up to there, and then this sort of gate panel to there, maybe there, with the little notches, probably what it's for. So it gives me about a 1/4 inch gap, which I've allowed for 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, plus a little bit extra. Sorry about all the wobbly camera shit. But do I attach the hinges to the gates first, and then stand them up, prop them up where they live, you know, with all the little bits of scrag ends underneath to get it the levels? So to attach it to the gates, put them in place, get them level, get them set where I want, and then screw these bits into the posts. I think that's what makes sense, because if I screw these into the post first, then that's quite unwieldy. Yeah, sod it, I'm going to screw these to the gates first, and then put them in situ, get them level, and then screw these to the posts. Probably completely wrong, but hey, there you go. That's me. So I spent 10 minutes lining up the first one, measuring it all, making sure it was all blooming perpendicular and isometric tangent triangles to the isosceles of the acute angled what's it do be hypotenuse. And then put the first screw in, put the second screw in, it budged. So I went, oh well, line them up by eye, bang the things in. So that one's in. I've rejected their crappy screws made of butter, and I'm using my own screws. It's got those quaint Llewellyn Bowen black screws that probably cost no pence each to make. That's why they're in the kit. So I shall get the other one hinged up and then take them out and see if I can struggle to keep them in place. I've got an idea though with these bits of wood. Obviously I can chock with these bits of wood. What I might do is chock them and then actually use bits of that to just screw it in place around the frame, little temporary braces, then put them in. Now that, I've just sort of thought of that as I'm speaking. Good idea, Springy. Break time. Starting to feel a bit even more dizzy than normal. So there was one egg left, and the date was the 25th of August. Today is the 30th of August. So I did the egg test where you put it in water, and if it stands up with the blunt end upwards, that means it's gone off, because something happens inside and the gas goes to the top blunt end. Sometimes if you've got an egg and it's a few days out of date on the stamp, you put them in some water, it will still be laying on its side. so you can get away with it sometimes. So there you go. I've missed out on the last egg, and I can't be bothered to go down the shop, which is less than 100 yards away, to get some more. So I went just ham. So there you go. That was boring. Anyway, so I says to Julian this morning, look mate, I'm not homophobic. I quite like The Simpsons. Don't! More to come. Well, would you believe it? I'm sat here having a break. I hear a right old commotion outside on the drive. I've gone to have a look. Some big old fella trying to run off with one of my gates I've just made. So I thought to myself, do I go and see him? Do I have a word? And I thought, best not, he might take offence. Okay, it's nearly hour on it. Just adjusting the gap down there using some props and a wedge. I've got in the middle roughly where I wanted it, put one in so I can pivot. So I just need to go a fraction that way. Oh, that one's up. Seems to work. All good. Wedge in there. Okay, I'll do the other one now. And then the fun begins with all the metal work, all the hardware. Lots of bits to do. I've got to build this out so it comes flush with this, so I can put the slidey bolts on the inside. Hopefully some of these angle bits will fit in here, and then I can put another piece on top. Like I've done with these, I've had to build bits out on all of these. It's not the pretty side, but it's functional. Right, got them up. Spacing a little bit off. I've got a bigger gap this side than this side. In hindsight, I should have brought it a bit further out. And then this gap and this gap would have been smaller. Well, not so fast. It hangs okay. And here, on this gate, which is the one that will get open most, just for pedestrian and motorbike, I'll put an overlap on here which covers the gap so people can't see through, and it helps with the way it's all set. So anyway, I'll probably do that now actually, and then go on the inside, and then we've got all the fun of all the bolts. Oh, my last remaining bits of wood are so twisted, I've had to resort to clamping it to get it to lay flat, so I'll screw all that in. I need to clamp the bottom and get that in. Okay, the little joiny weather strips on around the back. Now, let's see what else is to do. Right, hardware next. Next challenge is to get these on the top so I can stop the gates swinging, but to do that I need to pack out, where is it? Something I can't actually see, too dark. So I need to pack out this gap so I can get this to do that. No point putting it on the outside because I'm always exiting from here. So I come in the house through the front door, and if I'm around and working, it'll just be on the latch, but generally it'll all be bolted up from the inside. Like if I get my bike out, undo that from the inside, undo that from the inside, and off we go. So yeah, the next challenge, I shall pack this up. I've got plenty of bits, so I'm going to see what fits. Alright, first one up. It's a bit pissed, but when it's all painted green. Packed it out, but a bit annoying because it doesn't quite run flush with the front of the gate, and I haven't got anything to pack it out, just that little bit. But I also need to screw that in a bit more. I just noticed it's on a slant. Oh no, the whole gate's on a slant. That's another thing we need to look at. Anyway, that'll do. Yeah, it's near enough. Its gates can't be perfect. What I do like about these clamps is you can put a padlock through them. So if I put the one on this one, I'll put a padlock in this, and then it will keep that one shut at the same time. I'm pointing, but I'm pointing with my finger that's holding the phone up. Right, so I'll get that one done, and then got one to do across the bottom, and the drop bolt, and the latch for the middle. Right, that's them two in. That took about 40 minutes, maybe an hour to do them. It was a bit of fun. Had to clamp all the gates shut so that I could press against it. Anyway, they're done, which is good. Next thing I need to do is the drop bolt, because the gate is both gates are actually twisted this way at the bottom, so I need to put the drop bolt in so I can push the bottom out and then drill a hole, put the drop bolt in to make the gates vertical, and then as the pressure on the bottom, hopefully, and then hot and cold weather should all settle in square, and then I can do the cross bolt and then the latch in the middle. Right, I'll put the drop bolt on, the one that will be changed as soon as I can find a heavy duty one. I've marked where I need to drill a hole in the concrete because the gates were a bit wonky. I put the latch in at the top, and then I push the gate with the spirit level outwards, marked where the hole goes so that it'll keep the gates vertical, perpendicular, and hopefully they'll, I've said this, hopefully they'll weather to that shape. So this hole's going to be fun. I've got my medium-sized drill. Unfortunately, Gary's from next door's Hilti that I was using to dig out tough bits, I've blooming give it back, and he's on holiday for a week in his caravan, like we're all on holiday at the moment. So I'm hoping, I don't think my drill's, even though it's a big hammer drill, 1500 watts or whatever, it's no match for a Hilti. So I'd really like to get that in, but we'll have to see what happens. Well, pilot hole, straight down, no worries. This is only actually, I know it's a hammer drill, but don't look at it. It's only 1050 watts. But yeah, good job. Cheapo drill. Right, second bit, straight in again. Gone down about 3 or 4 inches. Really, with this, I'd like to go out to whatever size that is, about 20 mil I think, and put a metal tube in, but I'd have to go and look for a metal tube first to see what fits in there. So I think for now we'll just have the hole. That's big enough to fit that in without too much slop, and then when I find the right piece of metal to put in there. I'll drill it out. Now that I know this drill does it, drill it out to the size I want. Right, we're in. I had to ream it ever so slightly, and I've just greased up the old, some grease. That's that. And next bit will be the sliding bolt for the other gate. Have a look. Hey, come back. Oh, come on. I'm not very good at this camera business. Right, so that's that. That's going nowhere. But I just want to put the sliding bolt in at the bottom. Somewhere. I might do that one up here, maybe, so it's not so far to bend down to undo it. And this bit will have the catch thing, that strange conurbrance. So yeah, sliding bolt. No, can't go there because this lifts up, doesn't it? Oh well, yeah, probably to the side. It's just to stop that if the wind blows this way. I'll have a think about that, and no doubt I'll show you when that's on. Right, I'm sat in my little dungeon, which will one day have a roof on it. In fact, the roof will go right to the front of the house. So this will be the little escort garage with just enough room for me to get around the front and open the bonnet, and enough room that I can park my car up to the gates and still get Tracy's car in the front. I've measured it all out. It's all quite tight. I could have brought this about another foot back, but then I thought I won't get in the bonnet of the Escort if I need to do the battery thing or whatever. T's too far away. Right, I'm trying to work out this gate latch handle thing. It works on this one because on the outside facing door, turn the handle, it lifts up the little latch, and all the ugly bit is on the inside. But it means the latch is on the door you're using, which then gets pinned back. One of them, which I haven't actually got yet for the other gates, because I've got to work out what's what. On this one, when I open it, I just used the drop bolt, and I finished my concrete enough for drainage, but also handily the drop bolt drops down behind the concrete edge, so that retains this side. Yeah, but this, as far as I can tell at the moment, that is going to have to be on the outside, I think, because I could put it on this door, but this is not the opening door for general use. It's this door that's going to have all the traffic. So take that out, give you an idea. This could be on this side, and then you open it, and this door goes outwards. Or if it's on this side, it has to go on this gate, because this gate has got the lip on it, the one you're using, which means I'll have to put an extra piece of wood there and the latch on there, and then all the stuff's on the outside. I don't really want all that on the outside, so I think I'm going to go with, just to confuse everybody, I'm going to go with it on this gate. Alright, it'll ride up with where. I think I'm going to go with it on this gate. But it does mean when this gate is in use, you're going to have this bit of latch sticking out, which somebody's bound to walk into, namely me. Quandary. So outside on that gate was an extra piece of wood in, latch there, handle on this side, or can't go outside on this gate because that gate opens first, or inside on this gate with bits sticking out. I'll have to have a little think about this in my den. Wow, I literally have that to put on, 4 screws, and I've just had to drag everything inside as quick as possible. It is absolutely teeming. And that swimming pool, which I forgot about for the last 2 days while I'm building fences, which was empty this morning, is now filling up. So I don't know if it's actually, yeah, it's coming out of the little drain plug at the bottom. Oh man. Right, hopefully this will stop in a bit. Meanwhile I'm gonna light that, get some heat in here and start wiping all the water off the electrical stuff and start putting stuff away. Right, that's it. We are finally done. The rain stopped for 2 seconds. Just allow me to put the handle on. So, job done. And then I'll have to paint it green like everything else. It's because the boss doesn't like the brown wood, and to be fair, it does go sort of grey silver after time. So I'll paint it all green, and I'll do the gate panels at the same time. And I need to change this for the same as that, but yeah, pleased with that. Okay, all done now. It's probably going to be a really long video. I'll need to edit it all and upload it. All the works, the building work's done, just a bit of paint now, no doubt. So they're up. I can stick the escort now in that area, and then next bit will obviously be building the whole carport right along the side of the house. Right, that's done. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Hope this isn't too long-winded and boring. Probably is. I'm going to go and sort my lug hole out again. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Cheers.